AITA for feeling ghosted by my friend. After her husband suggested swapping wives, I don't know where to start with this, so I'll just dive in. I'm Emily, 30, and I've been struggling with something that's left me feeling like I've lost a piece of myself. Making friends as an adult is brutal, isn't it? You move to a new city, you're swamped with work, and suddenly you're staring at your phone, wishing someone would text you about coffee or a movie night. So when I met Jenna, it felt like the universe was finally throwing me a bone. She was funny, warm, everything I'd been missing. But now she's gone silent, and I'm left wondering if I'm the asshole for pulling away after her husband said something. Well, let's just say it flipped my world upside down. Let me back up. My husband, Tom, and I moved to this city about a year ago. Tom's 32. A software engineer with a goofy laugh that still makes my heart skip. We've been married 6 years, and he's my rock. But moving meant leaving my old friends behind, and working from home as a graphic designer didn't exactly help me meet people. I'd scroll through Instagram, seeing my old college buddies posting about girls' nights, and feel this ache like I was fading away. That's when Jenna came into my life. Jenna's 31, works in marketing at my company, and we bonded instantly over our love for cheesy romance novels and Pinot Grigio. She's got this infectious energy. Curly brown hair, always a little messy, eyes that light up when she laughs. We started a 2-person book club, texting memes about Mr. Darcy at 2 a.m. At work, things got worse. Jenna usually swung by my desk with a grin, but Monday, she barely looked at me. I caught her in the break room, pouring coffee, and tried to play it cool. "Hey, book club this week?" I asked, my voice too chipper. She smiled, tight, not her usual glow, and said, "Maybe I'm swamped." Then she was gone, leaving me with the hiss of the coffee machine and a sinking feeling. By Wednesday, she'd skipped our usual lunch, and her texts stopped altogether. I'd send a meme, a quick, "You okay?" and get nothing but read receipts. It was like she'd vanished, leaving me to wonder what I'd done wrong. I confided in Sarah, a coworker who knew Jenna longer. We were grabbing sandwiches when I spilled it all, my voice low, the deli's chatter masking my nerves. Mark said, "What?" Sarah's eyes widened, her sandwich paused midair. She hesitated, then leaned in. "Okay, don't freak out, but I've heard Jenna and Mark are, open. Not super public, but yeah." My jaw dropped. Open? As in, that kind of open? I felt heat creep up my neck, a mix of shock and something like betrayal. Why hadn't Jenna told me? We talked about everything, our dreams, our fears. But this, she'd kept it locked away. And now I was the idiot who'd laughed at something that wasn't a joke. Driving home, I gripped the wheel, my thoughts a mess. Was Jenna ghosting me because she thought I judged her? Or was she embarrassed? I wanted to shake her, demand answers, but the silence was deafening. I kept picturing her face at dinner, that nervous giggle, and wondered if I'd ever really known her. Tom kept saying to let it go, but I couldn't. That friendship, it was my lifeline. And now it was slipping through my fingers, leaving me to question everything. Did I overreact? Or was I right to feel so hurt? I couldn't keep pretending. Everything was fine. Jenna's silence was like a splinter under my skin, impossible to ignore. Every time I saw her name on my phone, still no reply to my last text, I felt this mix of anger and sadness, like I was mourning something I didn't fully understand. Tom kept telling me to move on, but he didn't get it. Jenna wasn't just a friend. She was proof I could build something real in this lonely city. So a week after the dinner disaster, I decided I had to talk to her. Face to face. No more hiding behind screens. It was Thursday, and the office was quiet, just the hum of laptops and the occasional phone ping. I spotted Jenna by the copier, her curls tied back, her fingers tapping nervously as pages churned out. My heart thudded, but I forced my feet to move. "Jenna, can we talk?" I said, my voice softer than I meant. She froze, then turned, her smile tight like it had been at the restaurant. "Sure am," she said, but her eyes flicked to the door like she wanted an escape. We stepped into an empty meeting room, the fluorescent lights casting harsh shadows. I took a breath, the air smelling faintly of whiteboard markers. What happened at dinner? Mark's comment, it threw me. And now you're barely talking to me. My words tumbled out, raw and unsteady. I hated how vulnerable I sounded, but I needed answers. Jenna's face softened, but only for a second. She crossed her arms, her nails digging into her sleeves. "I'm sorry if it was weird," she said. "Mark, he wasn't joking, okay? We've, explored stuff before. Non-monogamy, I mean. But it wasn't supposed to upset you guys." I blinked, my brain scrambling to catch up. Non-monogamy? So Sarah was right. I felt a flush of heat, not sure if it was embarrassment or betrayal. "Why didn't you tell me?" I asked, my voice cracking. "We talk about everything, Jenna. Or I thought we did." She sighed, looking at the floor. "It's not something I broadcast. I thought you'd get it, but when you laughed, I felt judged, I guess." Her words hit like a slap. Judged? I was the one blindsided, sitting there like an idiot, while her husband proposed something I'd never even considered. but guilt crept in too. Had I made her feel small without realizing it? I wasn't judging, I said, quieter now. I was just shocked and hurt when you stopped talking to me. Jenna nodded, her eyes glassy. I'm sorry for that. I just didn't know how to fix it. We stood there, the silence heavy, until she promised to text me later. I left feeling lighter but uneasy, like we'd patched a hole with tape instead of stitches. For a few days, things seemed better. She sent a book club meme, even swung by my desk to chat. But it wasn't the same. Her laughs felt forced, her hugs quick. I kept wondering if I'd broken something by calling her out. Then, about a month later, everything shattered again. I was at a coworker's happy hour, nursing a gin and tonic, when Sarah pulled me aside. Her face was grim, like she was delivering bad news. "Em, you need to know something," she said, her voice low over the bar's music. She showed me her phone, a screenshot of a group chat I wasn't in. Jenna's name was there, along with a string of messages about me. Emily freaked out over nothing at dinner, she'd written. So prude, honestly. Made it such a big deal. Another message. I can't deal with her drama anymore. My stomach dropped. The bar's chatter faded, the glass cold in my hand. Prude? Drama? I'd poured my heart out to her, trusted her, and she was trashing me behind my back. I scrolled through the chat, each word a fresh cut. Sarah squeezed my arm. "I thought you should see it," she said. I nodded, numb, but inside I was spiraling. Had I been too sensitive, turning a dumb comment into a crisis? Or was Jenna the one twisting things, painting me as the villain to save face? I went home that night and cried in Tom's arms, his shirt damp against my cheek. "You deserve better," he said, but I wasn't sure what I deserved anymore. All I knew was that the friend I'd loved was slipping away, and I didn't know if I was the one pushing her or if she'd been fake all along. I couldn't stop rereading those messages. Prude, dramatic, freaked out over nothing. Each word was a needle, poking holes in the friendship I'd thought was solid. I sat on our couch, the TV flickering with some show Tom had left on. But all I could hear was my own heartbeat, loud and uneven. I felt like a fool. I'd opened my heart to Jenna, shared my fears about fitting in, and she'd turned it into gossip. Part of me wanted to scream at her, to demand why she'd betrayed me like that. Another part, smaller, quieter, wondered if she was right. Had I blown everything out of proportion? Tom found me staring at my phone, my eyes stinging. "Em, talk to me," he said, sitting beside me. His voice was gentle, but I could see the worry in his frown. I showed him the screenshot, my hands shaking. "She said this about me," I whispered. "After everything." Tom's jaw tightened, but he pulled me close, his flannel shirt warm against my cheek. "She's wrong," he said. "You didn't do anything but feel what you felt. That's not drama, it's human." His words helped, but they didn't erase the ache. I couldn't let it go. Not yet. The next morning, I did something I hadn't planned. I wrote Jenna a message, not angry, not accusing, just honest. "Hey, I saw what you said about me in that chat. I'm hurt, Jenna. I thought we were closer than that. Mark's comment threw me, and your silence after made it worse. I just want to understand." I hit send before I could overthink it, my pulse racing like I'd just run a mile. For hours, I checked my phone, half hoping she'd call, half dreading it. When her reply came, it was a gut punch. "Wow, didn't think you'd snoop." I vented, "Okay? You made a big deal out of nothing and it's exhausting. Maybe we're just not a good fit." Exhausting? I read it again, the words blurring through tears. I'd been the one chasing her, trying to fix things, and now I was the problem. I wanted to fire back, to tell her how her secrecy and her husband's creepy comment had unraveled me, but I didn't. I just sat there, the kitchen clock ticking too loud, and realized something. Jenna wasn't sorry. She was doubling down, rewriting the story to make me the bad guy. That's when the sadness started to shift, hardening into something else. Resolve, maybe. I didn't want to keep begging for a friendship that felt like a lie. A few weeks later, I got clarity I hadn't expected. Sarah and I were at a coffee shop, the kind with mismatched mugs and too sweet lattes. We hadn't talked about Jenna since the group chat mess, but she brought it up, her voice careful. "There's something you should know," she said, stirring her drink. Mark's done that before, made comments like that to other couples. Jenna always brushes it off, says it's just his humor, but I think it's more about him than her. She paused, her eyes meeting mine. I don't think she knows how to deal with it. Or maybe she doesn't want to. I froze, the mug warm in my hands. Other couples? Suddenly, Mark's steady gaze at dinner, Jenna's nervous giggle, took on new weight. It wasn't about me, or Tom. It was a pattern. Jenna wasn't ghosting me because I'd judged her. She was dodging her own reality, caught in a marriage she couldn't, or wouldn't, face. I felt a rush of pity, then relief. I'd spent months questioning myself, but maybe I'd just been collateral damage in her storm. After that, I made a choice. I stopped texting Jenna, unfollowed her on social media, let her fade into the background. It hurt, like pulling stitches from a wound, but it also freed me. I started saying yes to other things, drinks with Sarah, a pottery class I'd always wanted to try. Slowly, the city felt less empty, my phone buzzing with new names, new plans. But I still think about Jenna sometimes, especially late at night when the house is quiet. I see her smile, hear her laugh, and wonder if I could have handled it differently. Maybe if I'd asked more questions, or listened harder, we'd still be friends. Or maybe she was never who I thought she was. So, here's where I'm stuck, and I need to know. Am I the asshole for pulling away after she ghosted me? I keep replaying it. Mark's comment, her silence, those messages. And I wonder if I was too quick to take it personally, if I judged her life without understanding it. Or was I right to protect myself from someone who'd hide so much, then turn it on me? I don't know anymore. I just know I missed the friend I thought I had, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm the one who broke it. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more real-life drama straight from Reddit. Got a take on the situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing from you.